live stream. What's going on?
So this is going to be on Zoom for like my wife to use that link.
It's not going to be on Zoom. It's we're just on YouTube right now. I had to redo the live stream because the other one, for some reason, stopped working. So if they just look up one mic open on YouTube, they'll see the live stream. And it'll be on YouTube, but we're also going to post it afterwards. So if you wanted to like download it or like have access to it, it'll be on our page as well.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Shut up. Hello. All right. Welcome. Okay, so when I say hello, I would like for you to say hello back. Hello. Hello. Okay, I felt this side of the room's energy a lot more. Can this side of the room give me a hello? Hello. Ooh, okay, I love that. I'll make sure to put the mic back up, like all the way, because I know that like hypersparing is a thing. But I can appreciate it. I don't want you to like hurt your neck or anything like that. I also might have you going first because the person before you is not here yet. Would you be opposed to that? You would not. Amazing. But have any of you ever been to a one mic open event before? Raise your hand if you've never been to a one mic open event before. Okay, so your hands are really demure, very low, very insecure. There we go. Look at that. First of all, why? I feel disrespected. Wow. But we have not been in person for a while because of the pandemic, Panda Express, Pandemonium, the Panasonic that has been going on for the past 3 years. But hopefully we are reaching the end of that, and we can have these events without these little pieces here. Just a few small notes before we get started. Your phone, if it makes sound while other people are reading, we're all going to stare at you and judge you. So, if you could, please go ahead and put those on silent, on vibrate. Put the responsibility on someone else if you want to, stick it in their bag. Like, if you're ready for that, then, we'll make that. Bridget, I am literally hosting. No, like Bridget, you are now on stage with me. We are hosting together. Hey y'all, this is Bridget Lewis, my co-coordinator here at the center. Give it up for Bridget. We will be sharing a little later on because she is a prolific literary artist. Listen, that's the nature of live performance. I would say. Oh, look. Okay, so it looks like you will be going second. Our first person just arrived. All right. But yes, as I was saying, phones, vibrate, silent, off, in someone else's pocket. Secondly, when you're up here performing, you can't have your mask off. That's totally fine and cool. Just when you get back to your seat, make sure you put it back on over your nose because you breathe in and out of your nose as well. So I would like to not get your germs on the keyboard. The content that you are going to hear is not at all censored, so keep that in mind. If you are moved in any way, shape, or form by the material that you hear and you need to take some space, you can do so. You need to step all the way outside. Do that. Get yourself together and rejoin us because making sure you're taking care of yourself first is incredibly important. But I also don't want to stifle anyone's expression, so just keep that in mind. We have all ages here, all artistic disciplines, all Bridget checking the live stream to make sure that it's still functioning in the back. Thank you. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we need to check in about. What else do we need to check in about? What else do y'all want to know?
How's everybody doing?
Oh, okay, wow. Two people asked the same question. It's like it was rehearsed. How often? As often as we're Listen, the schedule is we're roughly going to try to get 5 or 6 of these out in the 2022 calendar year, and then shoot to be more consistent in 2023. Additional questions? I got it. Like, what's up? What's up?
What other activities are y'all like to see? Y'all like to do a raffle play?
Well, one mic open is about the one mic that is open. As far as like other additional things, now you are at a perfect space to figure out what resources are available. If you want to know more about artistic stuff, that's when you just let us know and we look up more artistic stuff. We got all these theaters around, we can find something. But no, not directly. Here we just have people sharing all types of material on the mic. But now it's time to get started, which means that I have to turn off the music. I don't want to. Like, it makes me feel very calm. Oh, God, it's not fair. It's almost like I'm a DJ, except I'm not, because that's disrespectful. And let's do this now. That's an ugly sound. All right, so the list here is the list. And I think, with the exception of 2 folk, everyone is here and a bunch more signed up. So first of all, thank you, everybody. Give it up for yourselves in advance. Wait. Who did the slow clap? Who did the slow clap? Matt, did you start the slow clap? Oh, don't stand up now. All right, so the way we're going to do it is I will call the person who is on deck and then the first person up to the mic. So for example, if I were to say that on deck we have JL, whoa, then you would clap and you would applaud and you would make noise to celebrate the fact that they're up, like now. But first up is the first person who signed up. Would you be prepared? Because you're the first on my list. You need some water? We can do that. Oh, Bridget, look at God. Okay.
Will she work? No, you want some time? Okay. So then, that's literally what I'm about to do. Yeah, no, that's all I was checking about. Okay. So then, on that, we actually have Tanya, but opening us up tonight. Can you please start to put your hands together now for JL? Clap to the stage, please. I'll give you one that says keep your hands together. Your hands are not sore. Listen, I told you I was going to try to make sure that this mic is in the appropriate space. And it's probably still not.
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to the Cleveland LGBT Center. I'm so happy to see you all here on this lovely Friday night. I'm here to perform, and the last time I performed was in Provincetown, and it didn't go so well, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I had one too many Cosmos at dinner. And then, I don't know if you know this, but Massachusetts has these things called edibles. I don't know if you know what they are, but they're wonderful. And I bought a box and I ate them like a box of milk duds at the Saturday afternoon matinee. So heavens. But I took a class in how to do stand-up here at the center. Karen Williams offered a workshop, and me and 3 lesbians participated. It was so much fun. Karen told us that if you're new to comedy, it's natural that everyone stands up, and they think they have to be cool, and they think they have to be edgy, and they just go fuck, 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 fuck. And you don't have to say fuck all the time forever. What's that? I'm kidding. I just said fuck a whole bunch. Oh, fuck. So, I want to tell you that, oh, I do have a question. Are there any cis people here? Cisgender people? Oh my God, I never saw so many in one place. I want you to know that you are equal. You are the same, you men, and we're glad you're here. I'm having a hard time collecting my thoughts. No, I didn't eat any edibles today. But I just want to tell you that I follow comedy a lot, and I studied it. And in the 60s, there was like 3 people. There was Tony Fields, Phyllis Diller, and Rusty Warren. Has anyone ever heard of Rusty Warren? No, you are all too young. You would buy her magazine, you would buy her albums in the back of a magazine. They would come to your house in a plain brown wrapper. Like Red Fox's party records. They were called party records. And she was blue. Do you know what blue means? It means body. Do you know what body means? She's fucking nasty, okay? So I'm a big fan, and when you peel off the brown paper, one of her records was called Knockers Up. And there was a routine she did in the clubs, and I thought maybe we might try it here today. So what she would do, and what I'm going to do, is ask you, all of you, the women, the trans women, the gays, fill your lungs with air. Just push your tits up just as far and as high as you can, and go knockers up. Ready? Knockers up! Okay, that was painful. Now let's try it again. We don't know if Rusty Warren is up there looking down, or maybe down there looking up. But let's give a shout out to Rusty Warren. Knockers up. Ready? Knockers up! Good. So, I have this feeling. I am trying to find a soulmate. I'm 67 years old, and all I want to do is find someone to sit next to me share a bottle of wine, watch an old movie, and I just can't do it. So I've come out as bisexual, which means I'm getting rejected by twice as many people. So I told my friends that if I don't find a partner in 2020, I am going to put my Coach bag down on the beach at Edgewater and walk out into the lake like Norman Maine in A Star is Born. I'm done. So if you find yourself one day walking down the beach at Edgewater, you come across a purse. It's abandoned. It's lonely. There's nobody around. You'll know. And I want you to raise a glass where the next time you can, raise a glass to me and say, knockers up. So thank you. It's been a pleasure being here. If you like to act, my name is Dale Terrell. And if you didn't like it, it's Denise Esterino. After the show, I'll be in the parking lot for selfies and blowjobs. Thank you.
Please give it up one more time, nice and loud for JL. What a beautiful start. What a beautiful start. Beautiful. Y'all ready to keep going? All right, so on deck, we have Gemini J. I just like saying Gemini J like that, like it's cool. Like I feel like I could be like a secret agent with like Gemini J. But next up, can we please make some noise for Tanya? Say extra loud to make it to the stage.
All right, my name is Tanya. This is my first open mic, so. I have a couple poems that I have written to share with you tonight, so thank you for being here. The first one is called Poetry After Honey's Under Feet. Rare is the soul who ran to poetry because they were overwhelmed with happiness. I want to write about happiness, but it's hard to find the words when I just keep feeling that there is no end in sight. Hold on. So I'll read more books to find more words to describe the joy that is within me. All right. My next one is called Pull to Stop. If you can't stop thinking about it, it's time to do it. It's the only way to know. Yes, there are those you will never see again, but the only thing you had in common was proximity. No hard feelings, no arguments, just their time to get off the bus. Move forward, keep growing. The regrets will do nothing but keep you from inviting those that really matter along for the ride.
You say something that they were applauding, you had a final word. You had like a discount.
Well, first, well, thank you so much for like having this be your first time with us. First time, how was it? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Wasn't that bad? Now you can become an expert. Oh my God, please, that's awesome. One more time for brand new people on the mic. Don't be hesitant. Don't be hesitant. Are there any other like first timers on the mic tonight? Oh my God! Yes! Okay, let's keep things moving. On deck, we have Richie. But please put your hands together right now. Starting now. for Gemini J.
I'm pretty tall. Can I take my message?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello, everyone. So this poem was inspired, we're often put in a box, categorized, labeled, and when we're not to someone's liking, they set us aside, right? Society, so this is called Unlikely. It's unlikely that people who have crossed my path or outside these doors don't like me. It's unlikely that people from the past, future, or even present events may not like me due to the fact that they dislike me because they envy my courage, which is unlikely. It is likely that many dislike me because they aren't me. It is likely that if you're different and unique in your own way, they'll say, that's a dyke or a fag or that thing that looks like a drag, all to dismantle our mental and drag us across the floor so we can afford. You see, many of us are categorized for having a vision and sticking to that vision. Not to mention that if you express your feelings, they make you feel like you're a kid at school who's in trouble for voicing your opinion, reprimanded, call that suspension. Because having a voice to some is viewed as seeking attention. See, this world is bigger than we were taught in school and told, behave, be silent, speak only when spoken to. A word of advice, for those who are different in which way, you can imagine your world to be whatever it is that you imagine it to be. You can stand firm or run away when called names by those who don't agree. But not always is our vision for others to see. That doesn't mean sit and dissolve. Don't let them stray you away from your path, adding, subtracting your flaws like we're mathematically a problem that can't be solved. Be present in your own presence. Fight or flight. It's not always easy to stand up for yourself, but I guarantee that when you do, it's a beautiful sight. It's unlikely that who I'm referring to is society, the one that we live in. Since I didn't give in, many try to outcast me. Little do they know that the obstacles that were placed in front of me created a beast. It's unlikely that society tried to fight me. However, it is likely that it molded me to who I am currently. It is likely that some don't like me because of my sexual preference and identity. But guess what? I like me, which is why I'm up here reading this poetry. Let's be different and not like society, because that would be unlikely.
Sydney, I have you on the list, by the way. So, oh no, you're good. You're not up next. I'm just subverting expectations by not going back up to the mic. So now you all have to look somewhere different. Yeah. You thought you knew what was going on, but now you have no damn idea. Please give it up one more time for Gemini J. And keep that energy going. On deck, we have Max. But next up to the mic, put your hands together for Richie. Woo! I know, short people, we here. You got it? There's a lot of knobs. I'm using this one, partner.
Okay.
Just I think you like me.
There we go. That's good. All right, thank you. I'm from a little town about 70 miles south of here, near Mansfield.
Woo!
And I want to thank everybody for making me so welcome tonight.
Yes. Thank you for driving so fast.
Not much going on in Mansfield, so I travel 75 miles on a snowy night and read a poem. But I'm reading it with you, and that's great. I'd like to share two poems with you. The first one is anyone that's been in love, had their heart broken, perhaps lost a loved one. Some get over it in a timely manner, some carry it with them the rest of their lives. So that's what this poem is about. It's called I Wait for You. I waited for you at the bridge, our meeting place. There we always embraced, soft warm kisses. Lovers always. I searched the road, hilly, with deep soft thanks. You never came. I waited for you at the edge of the woods. We once walked enchanted paths, littered with wildflowers tickling our steps. I imagined angels standing in the trees. I asked if you were on your way. They only smiled, remained silent as a burnished leaf cooling to the ground. I sat on a cold marble bench near a flower garden. We once did the blossoms, flirting and laughing. I whispered promises, lovers' secrets. We kidnapped each other's hearts. No caravan could carry the ransom. I watched. You never entered to guard the gate. I followed the stone walk to your home. The shutters worn and fallen. The windows musty and broken. Darkness swells inside your walls. Life is abandoned. In the shadows, I long for you. Answer your door. Greet me with joy and laughter. My spirit is dying. I wait on your worn steps tortured. The hearth of our passion once blazed with a wistful fury. Now, only gray ash lies on the cold garret. Demons rejoice and delight at my demise. Truth bears no serenity for me. It assails my being with its warrant. I am eternally imprisoned. And I've been writing poetry for about 10 years off and on, and I'm retired now, so I've gotten into it more, and I've been submitting it out there. And I'm 67 years old, and I had my first poem published in May. So.
Woo! Congratulations! That's awesome.
Feels great. I know most, just about everybody here is younger than me. Keep at it, never give up.
Yes, sir.
There's a little journal called Hush Puppy. It's going to be their second issue, and they were looking for poems of love and romance. So I had written my wife a poem years ago, and I pulled it out, and lo and behold, that's the one that they chose. So my wife's watching. I love you, and I hope that you're hearing this. Bonnie Lee is the name of the poem. It's cowboy hats and county fairs, cotton candy and teddy bears. Moonlight kisses and summer rain, parking and hugging on a country lane. It's tractor pulls and rodeos, barnyard dances and do-si-dos. Apple blossoms and bumblebees, bluebird skies and an evening breeze. It's you and me on the front porch swing, holding hands while our hearts sing. Candle lights and glasses of wine, looking in your eyes, you're looking in mine. It's the tender touch and soft caress. It's tasting your love is what I love best.
Yes.
So if you're feeling good so far, can you make some noise? We just did a little temperature check. One thing that I did not tell y'all in advance, if you hear something up here that prompts a response out of you, if you want to snap, if you want to exclaim in a positive action, yes. Come on, Alana. Don't be Becky. Wow, we are mature. Yeah. But I know that's not what's fun. Wow. Downstairs, how dare they still be working? Disrespectful, churlish, and insubordinate. Y'all ready to keep things going? That sounded weak. I need energy. Y'all ready to keep this thing going? So on deck, we have JC. That, which means, okay. But next up, please put your hands together for Max. Come Max, makes it up to the stage, please. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, It feels amazing to be out here at this open mic. I have not read anything reading in like 2 years. So
Yay. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm also proud to say my last couple pieces that I've written have been picked up for publication, which is super cool. Over the winter, I had this piece picked up. It's called Sweet Spots. Spent about 6 months writing this poem. I grew up with two parents that were addicts, so that can make your childhood a little interesting, a little traumatic. And before I wrote this poem, I always kind of had negative thoughts and memories that would always pop up when I thought about my childhood. And this poem was like a direct attempt to give a middle finger to those negative memories and like turn something positive out. So without further ado, this is Sweet Spots. We found a raspberry patch in full bloom, threw them into the brooding, balmy sky, turning raindrops into gumdrops. Sweet drizzle stained our feet with purple sugar until old man Sullivan caught us, muddy but giggling. Summertime sun was sepia-toned, sweltered in the fever of dysfunction back at home. We would walk to Marathon, parched and sticky with heat, sipping our iced tea on the pine trees, telling each other jokes and secrets we still keep today, unsettled but serene. My first home run smelled like sunflower seeds and dirt. I lined my knuckles down my back like stars in the swamp. The ball climbed the sky, became a second moon. I ran the whole way home. Eternal inside the sweet spot. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. So y'all just all been published, huh? I see what y'all doing. This is the universe just telling me to hurry up. I swear I've been trying to get something published for the last like year and a half, but persistence.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, of course. This is the second time around, so. Yay, publishing. Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling great? Because we are at, I think, the halfway point right now. Okay. Listen, only halfway. So we know that up next we have JC. I did that backwards. I hate when I do that. Okay. Start applauding so I feel less awkward. Okay, we have Mario Boy. And next up to the mic, give it up for JC! Oh, wait, how long do you do this? You're not that much taller than me. You're not that much taller than me. Hold on. Okay, I mean, wait, don't stay closer. Okay, woo!
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Good.
A lot of beautiful faces out here tonight. I know the mask, kind of distorts it, but
The closer you are to the mic, the less feedback you'll have. Sorry.
okay, sorry. How y'all doing tonight? That's great. So a couple days ago, when I heard about this, I wanted to kind of do something to generate positive vibes. And this entire day, actually, I've been getting really positive vibes from people. I want to thank you all for that right now. Please don't judge me. This is my first time writing a poem for the people. I wrote this poem 2 days ago, and I hope you guys love it. The name of it is Positive Thinking. I open my eyes to the door in my face. I'm afraid to open it. Someone, please take my place. I don't want to confront the man on the other side of the door. The one that doesn't want to live anymore. He stares intently at the peephole and grabs hold of my arm. He infects me with the pain, the thoughts of suicide. I almost let myself die to the negativity of my peers, the pain and the fear that lingers near. Now, I'm here. Living my life to the fullest and living it with my truth. No more will I let my past get to me. Living in true ecstasy. I will no longer let my life be sad. bad. I can't let myself live in the past. I used to feel bad, not feel mad with happiness. Don't be afraid to live your truth, no matter how many people oppose you. Nothing is stronger than the person you become if you don't limit yourself to just one thing. Thank you all for listening.
Hold on, I'm one person, and I'm making a change to the open mic list, and I realize I probably need more people in the future. Give it up for JC again!
On this side now. All right, Ted, we have Janine. Right there. We have one more person and you. It's all good. All right, then we have Janine. Start making noise now.
Thank you everyone for being here. Before I read my poem, I just want to say that we all have our own story. And, so my name is Jean Paul Hernandez. I grew up on 33rd and 2nd. My mom never drove, so I was always walking. So my family lived in the projects on Tree. My grandpa lived down the street. And my auntie lived on West 14th. So that being said, I'm a DJ, a poet, an urban gardener, and a community activist. So, that being said, I want to tell you a little story about where I come from. Where my city at? That's in the poem.
We thought it was a call to action, like, we're so ready.
I was trying to get into it. All right, here we go. Where do I start? This is hard. We had the best view of the city growing up. Now it seems so far. I remember getting penny candy from the store, and now it's a bar. I remember shopping at Dean Kids for hip hop Looney Tune outfits. Now they sell scarves. So many memories were made in those projects. Until one day, we were the project. They said, for people who look like us, there is no progress. So we turn these motherfuckers down, and we're gonna build new houses. So you mean to tell me, y'all wanna live in a city that everyone talks so negative about? And y'all wanna just raise the rent in the neighborhood to get us out? My auntie paid rent there for 20 years, that should be her motherfucking house.
Well,
So the new Cleveland doesn't look like us, so we got a box? Hold up. Diversity is what made this neighborhood what it is. The art district, my homie Ben spray painting and piece of shit. Making word of art with spray cans and fat cats, but that's street art, so you don't get treated like a real artist. The confusing thing to me is the neighborhood is historic, right? But what about the people who lived there their whole life? So they don't matter, but their view of the city from their windows in certain buildings does. You know, a person who lives in the suburbs can take his kids to his old block and say, I used to play at that playground when I was young.
yeah.
Us, our memories are being taken away by new condos. And a lot of people who look at us like, ew, stay away from me, bums. The truth hurts, but guess what? We ain't that. We love art, food, and the lake just as much as you do. We love our neighborhood just as much as you love not seeing us here. And I say this to you, because my block is scared. Scared that another investor will decide how our memories will be taken away. One new condo at a time. It's getting so sad that you can't even see a clear sky on it. I said it's getting so sad that you can't even see the clear sky. The view that my mother loved all her life is being taken away from her. Literally building on top of buildings. With no investment in our public schools, so you keep saying, who cares about their children? Look at this view. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are you doing to help and make a change? Well, I'd rather show with action than to complain. Bobby, old boy, is putting in that work for my hood. Remember the name. I'm coming for a seat at the table because you will no longer feed me with your lies. Listen up, Mr. Gentrification. Bring back diversity. If not, you will see Cleveland die. One church, one store, one memory, and one family at a time. Where my city at?
Please keep giving it up for him. One more time, please. One more time. To keep things moving, on deck, we have Bridget. Yep, on deck, Bridget. That would be you. But next up, please show some love for Jolene. Clap till she makes it up to the stage, please. I know, right? Get into it.
All right, well, welcome to the LGBT Community Center. First of all, I think we all owe ourselves a big round of applause for surviving, being survivors in C-Town itself. So give it up for yourself. Now, tonight we're hearing an awful lot about diversity. I'm hearing, so glad we brought up the church. You also brought up diversity, and you brought up freedom and liberty, justice. These are things that our country has stood upon. I myself, I am a trans woman. I'm glad and proud to be in a home area, LGBT community center, be able to state that. But I come from the church, and for many, many years, that has been an issue regarding LGBT people and diversity. So what I want to be able to present tonight is an idea with a question. My question is, what does freedom look like when everyone, the whole family comes together? What does justice and liberty look like when we shake hands instead of got this at one another? What does faith look like? Or rather, what is faith actually with the ability to love one another? So with that, I want to present to you, I right now am just establishing an organization called We Are Family. It's actually started by our godmother, J.L. Terrell. And what we're doing here, what I'm here to do is to propose an idea. I established a group, it's internationally now 800 strong, members, cisgender, transgender, and third gender variant people, all coming together to be able to share their stories, which is what I'm hearing tonight. That's what I'm hearing from the public here post 2020. So I want to encourage you, if you're looking for a place where you can share your hearts, if you just want a place to be able to share, if you're interested in what transgender gender variance is, in a place such as the LGBT Community Center, look no further than We Are Family, and be able to come, share your story. If you have questions, please be aware that this is a place for safety. It's respectable. We love you as you are. Come as you are. And we are one for unity, support, freedom, liberty, justice for all.
How can people keep up with you and the organization?
Should I go back to the mic?
Yeah, for sure. Tell us how we can keep up with you.
All right. Well, you want to just be keeping up with myself. We'll be keeping up with the world, as it were. You can find us at We Are Family Transhumanity on Facebook, or you can look me up. I can talk to you after the show, be able to share a little bit about that. My name is Jolene, Adrian Serenity Streeter Terrell, but I can give you information on that. I'll be more than happy to talk to all of you personally, but I just want to let you know too, on behalf of my people, we love you all. The only thing that we ask out here internationally is just to let us be free. That's all we need. We are equal, it is simple, it's as simple as that. Love to all of you tonight.
Thank you. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap once. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap 2 times. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap 3 times. Oh, okay, y'all were still aware of responsibility. Great, that's cool. I was just checking in. Let us see here. So, we already know who's up next. But on deck,
So on deck we have hey, yes, come on, hair flip, yes, you better be excited. So on deck we have Hallie. But next up, please put your hands together for the lovely Bridget.
I just want to be clear, Eric's forcing me to do this, I did not sign up.
You are an adult with autonomy, and you can say no at any time.
Okay, so I'm not a poet, but I do want to share a short story with y'all, and it's called You Dig. Fear is prominent in Becca's eyes, even if she hides it behind her blonde curls. We drive down an indistinct dirt path in the middle of Magnolia Forest, my car narrowly avoiding grating against the thick bark of the trees. The search for it has regretfully come to an end. I can hear her name on the radio, but just barely. It's mostly static. Becca reaches forward to turn it off, and we continue driving as darkness and silence compete to swallow us whole. I'm glad you came, I tell her. When she doesn't respond, I look over and see her headphones are plugged in her ears. Maybe the silence is only gnawing at one of them. I slow the car to a stop and tuck my afro in a bun, pop the trunk and get out. The air chills my very essence, my breath visible and blending with the heavy fog, blanketing the world around me and cloaking my feet. The trunk is cool in my hands as I pry it completely open, exposing the shovel within. Just before I take hold of the handle, her hand clasps around my wrist. We shouldn't be doing this, she says. Why are we even here? If you have a tip, call the police. This isn't for us to deal with. I grab the shovel anyway. You heard the news, I say. They're giving up. How could you hear anything through all that static? And you didn't know this girl, she tells me. What makes you think you can find her if the cops can't? How could you hear anything? She's here, I plead. Can't you feel it? We stare at each other without a clue as to how we should continue the conversation. Then I shut the trunk. I can't go back, not now. Not when I feel so close. I take the shovel with me, venturing deeper into the darkness, across the line where the moonbeams don't go. I turn around and ask, you coming? Reluctantly, Becca catches up, and she too becomes lost in the darkness. The other side of the forest is colder than the rest of the world. The temperature drops with each step that I take. We should go back, Becca says. Then I hear a soft but powerful voice calling for help. Just the sound of it physically hits me, taking out my knees and bringing tears to my eyes. It's like a song carrying hundreds of years of agony bulldozing over me all at once. But it's muffled. I can only imagine the anguish of fully hearing it, fully understanding it. What's wrong, Harriet? Becca asked. Even if her fair skin is lost in the battle with this darkness, I can still see her. Can't you hear her? I asked. All that pain, all that hurt? She's here. She's suffering. For a moment, she says nothing. Then she says, I don't hear anything. Are you okay? I move my hands along the forest floor, still having a hard time returning to my feet. I start crawling, keeping an ear close to the ground, listening for the source of the most painful song to ever touch my soul. And then I press my ear to the dirt and it gets louder. She's in the ground, I yell. I take the shovel and jam it into the earth repeatedly. I work nonstop, moving the layers of earth between them. Why are you just standing there? Listen to the song. Help me dig. Becca, unable to master the pity, says, Harriet, there's nothing down there. But I dig and keep digging until I'm waist deep in the earth. All the while she stands just watching me. The calls for help swell hastily, threatening to burst my eardrums. Can you hear her now? I ask. Will you help me? Please help me. Help me dig. Gently she responds, nobody's here. I dish the shovel and use my hands to move the earth. The moist soil cakes itself under my nails and I dig deeper. It's the only thing between me and the emancipation of the song beneath. The cries for help are deafening now. I use one hand to cover an ear as the other continues scratching away. I keep digging, pawing at anything and everything in my way, pulling roots from their homes as they rip through the skin on my palms. My body aches, my ears bleed, the salt from my tears sting my face, and the smell of dirt surrounds me, but I can't stop. I'm running on a feverish adrenaline. Tell me you can hear her. Tell me you'll help, I scream. Again, she leaves me to dig alone, creating more space between us. Then, as if by mistake, a little piece of the moon's light cuts through the night. And when I look up, I see dozens of translucent, dark-skinned women surrounding our grave, tears streaming down their faces. You can hear her, I say. Yes, says a tall, dreadlocked woman. We all do. She jumps into the hole and starts digging, and then another, and then more still, all helping me scrape at the earth as an unscathed Becca watches us go further and further into the ground. Dig, 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 dig. We will unleash this pain. The song will be heard.
Now, I've read Bridget's stuff, but that was the first time that I've heard like Bridget read her own work. Woo!
When does the book come out? That was so dope. We are, I'm not going to say how many we got left, we're just going to keep it going. So on deck, you're on deck. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. We got one more person and then it's you. So on deck, put your hands together. We have Ghost Bird. Put your hands together right now, even louder.
Hi, for those of you who have no idea who I am, my name is Hallie Bernetta, and I'm an 18-year-old bisexual hot mess.
Yes!
I write a lot of poetry. I'm in college. I go to Kenyon College about half here in Ohio, and I was really fortunate enough to be able to study abroad last semester. I went to Copenhagen, which is in Denmark. If you have no idea where that is, that's okay. I didn't either. And I did a lot of writing, and I did the very interesting thing, something that you think a queer person wouldn't do, but I wrote about a straight couple. Yeah, I know, I see you, Eric, I know. But it's good, I promise. This poem is called Portrait of the Stairgate. Your roommate came home one day with what she called the stairgate egg, a toy egg she claimed her friend earned that they let her keep. You can see a little of him in it, the glasses, the sparkle in his eyes, his happy demeanor, the little squiggly eyebrow resting above his left eye, the blue, similar to the blue and white colored shirt you saw him wearing the other day, complementing blue jeans and black sneakers. A simple and laid-back demeanor you're used to seeing in your English professor. You see him through her, in a way. You watch his brown eyes light up as he watches her speak. You can't hear what she's saying, and you realize it doesn't matter as you watch the way he looks at her from where you sit in a cafe in an art museum. His brown eyes sparkling, full of admiration and the sense of being proud. As when a child does anything good in front of their parents. It's It's like you took the crystals from chandeliers and made them sparkle within his iris. Like you took the lights from candles in dark rooms and made them shine within his pupils, like a blind person finally seeing stars for the first time.
Wow.
The same stars you observed with her on the night you felt so detached from your reality you couldn't even tell they were real. You can see the hope she brings to him all the way from where you sit. You know and understand this hope, this love, and yet you don't. You watch as he reads to himself across from you, the three of you situated in a triangular setup, her to your right, him to your straight, you just existing, and they're coexisting, like shooting an arrow into a bullseye, like pouring milk into coffee. Watch as it mixes together with the caffeine molecules, creating a pool of light brown that energizes most souls, but makes yours more anxious. You all exist in silence together, each planet rotating on its own axis until she laughs. A deep and quick laugh that could only have stayed if caught inside a glass jar at that specific moment, causing both of you to look up. She turns towards him, the same sparkle in her eyes you remember seeing in his sitting in the cafe of the art museum, and says, "You are allowed a maximum of 15 plans for this term." Can you imagine someone making 15 plans? Her laugh continues to ring throughout both of your ears. "Please do not do that," she says when she turns to you. "You weren't planning on making 15 plans? The 5 you already have is good enough for you, but it's good to know that A, 15 is way more than enough, and B, that this laugh also comes deep and quick, similar to hers, yet different, because hers is like church bells, loud and ringing throughout entire rooms, but his is like a bass drum, low, and keeping a steady beat in the melody they create. You close your eyes and listen to the music they make together, to the hope they build each other up with, to their coexistence. And it's here where you finally realize, A, that love still makes us human, and B, that there are good men, good people in this world. You just have to find them. Thank you.
As always, it's so nice to see you and hear from you. Like, yes, okay. Give it up for one more time, please. And keeping things moving. First of all, give it up for yourselves real quick. You are an amazing audience. You're engaged. You're still here. That's the important part. On deck, we have Josh. Yes, but that's on deck. Yeah, like, I know it takes a while, but after like the first go around, like you'll get it. Like it'll never happen again. But now I want you to put your hands together for the poetic silence. Are these poetic silence? Okay, for the poetic silence of Ghostman.
Before I say anything else, I'd just like to say that this poem is about everything that I've been through, my source, everything that I've ever experienced that is not part of this world. And I want everyone to understand before I start this. Us fictives are not our source. We remember our source. We are not our source. And I just want everyone to understand. We exist. So here we go. A light shone from the door that had remained closed, and the light showed all of my hopes. My fears of forever, that I'd never see the light would finally go. I woke up here, my world disappeared, but at the very least, I knew. I was no longer in that room. I'd call it hell or heaven. It was cool to never end. I felt alone, but I had to call it home. I missed my friends, I missed friends, but my afterlife had come to an end. With this world comes a new fear. A fear that I might disappear and go back to my world and remain curled without ever coming back here. But I know that I'm safe in this brand new place and I have 10,000 friends. Whether trouble or talking or moonlight and monkey, I know that I still have hope.
Thank you so much for getting up and sharing. Like, that is awesome. Please give it up one more time. And we're gonna have it. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm excited. I'm just happy. So I'm Deb. We have CJ. But next up to the right, please give it up to Josh.
Hey! Thank Josh for pronouncing him kids. Just want to say something based off my First of all, what the shirt says. It doesn't matter who you choose to be, who you choose, what direction and path you choose to go. Never judge a book by its cover. I love all of y'all. That's how it is. Just like when you choose to adapt in your own way, you choose to perish in your own way. And the consequences that come behind it. But if you know where your adaptation is going, and when it comes and there's some good behind it, then you have an idea that your consequence is good. And that's what we all want, good consequences, right? You know, that's what we want. But you know, things tend to happen. And it's just based off the fact that no matter what you go through, or you know, if you have a difficult time, giving up is never a definition in my book. I have to keep going. I have to keep going at all costs. You know, I say my symbol is fire. I portray it as fire because I just keep going. I don't have a stop. I don't learn my lesson. Why would I ever want to learn a lesson and get this? Because I'm just going to cut you off. I'm not giving up. And you know, I will hope everyone has the same type of energy and not giving up. You know, sometimes you gotta up your game, you gotta boost it up. You gotta turn up the heat. And not be afraid to what you bring at your table. Because at the end of the day, you're in charge of your table. What you bring to it, and here's the best part. Who you choose to bring at your table.
Okay.
Not based off judging, because I'm just saying you never judge us by its cover. But you have to be careful who you tell your stories to, who you tell your business to, because not everybody is good company. Not everybody ain't your friend, nobody ain't your partner. You have to trust and believe in yourself. And trust what you bring with the table you create. And by that, my name is Joshua.
Okay. Thank you, Josh, for sharing. And then we have, if y'all don't know Alana, she's awesome. Y'all for a treat. But you're also in for a treat because next up we have CJ. Yes, that is an instrument that you see. What's up? Hey. Yep. That's the max.
Yeah, you just think it's not loud enough?
Oh, is it loud enough? Yeah. I'm sorry, I thought you said, was there a time limit? That's what I heard. Okay, clearly I'm deaf.
I have an hour set prepared.
Man, you should have sold tickets. No, we can hear you, yeah. That's how you know my brain is in host mode. Oh, not the echo. Aesthetics.
This is on our, it's less than 5 minutes long.
Love to hear it.
Only been out for a week and I set everyone on fire.
Period. Okay.
There's all the reasons I had to hold back, already transpired. You think it's all about you and how hard to try, but you're not the one who's trying not to die. This is so much more than just a fantasy. If you don't even know how much you're causing pain, I'm getting out for a week and I want to set everyone on fire. There's all the reasons I had to hold back, already transpired. I don't need your progress, I don't need perfection. I just need for you to let the fucking lesson that it's not a game. Or if I'm joking, if you can't talk about me, let me just don't hold me in. I wanna breathe it, I wanna set everyone on fire. There's all the reasons I had to hold back, already transpired. Don't have to trust anyone when you have no secrets and you can't turn your head. You pretend you don't see it. I will be the one set everyone on fire. It's not a game, not a joke. Talk about me right, but just don't. You think you dispense gender like a sausage machine, and my cup would be empty if you didn't serve me. But I got this role, and it always will be. You think you're being funny, but you're just being mean. Pinocchio, you got nothing on me, 'cause I made you short, they'll take you out at the knees. And I'm not acting nice, and I'm not saying please. Better shut the fuck up, or it's heresy. Only the there's all the reasons I had to hold back, already transpired. Don't have to trust anyone. I have no secrets, but you can't trust your head. No secrets, I wanna leave. I wanna set everyone on fire. Set everyone on fire. Set everyone on fire. You can see my Spotify and stuff on the internet, CJ Lewis, Louis. Cool. Yay!
Y'all, we have 5 people left. So you need to make noise for that.
You can't start with these soft weak claps when we have 5 people left. Thank you so much, CJ. Appreciate you. On deck, we have Juan. But next up to the mic, give it up for Alana.
An open letter from the hoes to the holy. Do you know how many praying men have knelt before me? How many women have called my name and searched for themselves? I have not been baptized because I am the water. I am not clean, but I cleanse clay and sage, a body meant to nourish other bodies, and you are just a spilled communion. A wine stain in a lap of white pants, a reminder that this space is a barrier no man can cross alone, and you think this makes you safe. A temple with no worshipers is just a building. You will tell me I am sacrificing my salvation for pleasure, like my God don't want me to come. Like coming in the closest to God I've been, like you ain't trying to trade your joy for a heaven you may not ever reach. Is the husband you pray for praying for you? If he finds you, will he be the child you spoiled? Sparing him the rod of your truth being an orgasm, your truth being the orgasm you can't reach, your truth being a no you're too scared to say, your truth being the fear of heavens like me. Will he find you? Will you find yourself admiring her? Wading in my waters, treading through my tricks, asking to find yourself in me to keep him. It ain't that you just treating me like a God, calling on me in your time of need with the sake of me in front of your friends.
Jesus alone. You already know what we can do. Let's do it for one more time. That's awesome. And we're going to keep things rolling. Deck. We have, I just want to make sure you're still here. Sydney, you are on deck. Amen and Ashe. Next up to the mic, please give it up for Juan. As you know,
Hello, beautiful people.
Hey!
So this is called the first 48. I saw someone I love on the first 48. One person's trauma is another one's drama. These producers, murder porn makers, show up 8 hours after the candlelight, just in time to film 10 bears on sidewalks, but a little too late to pray with us. Uncut and behind the scenes is my up close and personal. It takes up space in my chest like body cam footage that I can't turn on. Interior. A grieving mother's wail. Something I've heard on 3 separate occasions is David. Jenny's mother hugs me and holds me tight. With all the certainty my hesitant arms lack. Jenny's father nods in my direction. It's the only thing his machismo will afford him in that moment. This is real. These are not actors locking arms with childhood friends approaching caskets. This is no red carpet you wish to walk down. Passing twins who outlive their sister, priests who cannot find the words, cousins who might catch the killer, executive producer nowhere in sight. There's just something sick about it. Fast cut footage of the place we grew up in between ads for life insurance. Is that feasting on fear or just practical advice? Really think about it, because as seen on TV, this could happen to you. Thank you.
Again, another one. Thank you. It's always nice to meet you. So I don't know why it is, but everyone seems drawn to like patting me on this particular arm. And I have a whole tattoo I just got yesterday. So it's like, for some, like, I'm happy I have the mask up, because every time someone is like, hey, good job, hey, nice to see you, yeah, it's great. So don't touch my left arm. Thanks. A little late in the show to say it, but here we are. So on deck, last three. On deck we have Michelle. But next up to the night, please give it up for Sydney.
Okay, so for the first one, I'd just like to say, rest in peace, fellas.
I regrettably traveled the feminist clothes to find my voice. Rummage of letters of Susan B. Anthony riddled with misogynoir and erasure. Gave birth to purity arguments that stained my identity. Invoked cliches of urbanism and tropes inescapable for the neurodivergent. Whether my blackness is too performative, or political. Decided to take another route through black literature to find my reflection. It has been trampled over by armies of confession, whether Bell or Tony, or the mystical nature discussed by Audrey. My eyes are dead women, vision colored and vows mistaken for anything other than a contract. The heroism of black women, the I want to heal you so you no longer hurt me. The words I strive to create reaches into me and pulls out a sound I assume only a lioness can make, particularly while defending her young. I, however, whisper daring truth in less than brave tones. Only similarity between me and the freedom Harriet cultivated is when night visited helped me to be guided by the stars. This map of the sky that my soul remembers as a freedom trail keeps bringing me back to languages forgotten and strangled from my ancestors and shrunken into my voice box. This gift of verbal self-defense and literary combat is all I have left as a guide. And the next poem is to my girlfriend because her birthday just passed.
Happy belated!
Happy belated birthday.
Is that a Pisces?
Yes, Pisces.
Okay, we love the Pisces.
Pray for me.
Oh, as a Libra, I will.
As a Libra person. I never wrote a love poem before. Not versed in feeling anything other than blood-stained scripture on the pages. I have written farewells and journal entries that sound like suicidal confessions. I have written about God, about a glorious journey into becoming and being, about thunder and dark. But this sheer peace you bring to me, like a shore of sureness awaiting my feet. I have never put pen to page in that way, no. So forgive me if the words don't fall from my lips with ease. If I stutter and tremble the way you make my body do every night. If I skip over words for a breath instead. It has never been easy to venture out of mind at the moment. But for you, I can't even break eye contact. I know all I wanted to say, but nothing felt like poetry in comparison to images of your birth. Any daily resurrection of my gratitude, every puzzle piece in motion that led to your complexity. I search for similes but cannot find anything more pivotal to call you beside your name. Because what is a waterfall to a shooting star? Illusion, beauty, distance, traveling. What blessing in existence is comparable to you?
If anyone wants to confess their love for me, now is the perfect time. You just have to ask Cindy to go for it. Oh, did this do a thing on us? Did this do a thing on us? It's trying to. We got 2 more people left. We're not gonna let it happen. Y'all ready for the last 2? Yeah. All right. Hey, Michelle, it's your time. Yeah. Oh, I'm Denny's here. Next up, let's go for Michelle.
Yeah. I literally just got her today. So we're speaking to signs, I believe I'm indecisive. So I'm just like, put it
Yep.
2. So this is one. So this is a found poem. Do we know what a found poem is? So, so now we're going to teach you about. So, a found poem is when you find a page of text and you put the poem together from what you find, right? But you can't move it around. You have to take the words as they come. You might have seen how people like black words out. So it's basically just picking up the pieces from a page. If you move them around, then it's a shinto. But if you keep them in order, it's a found poem. So this is a found poem that I made out of an article called How Do I Know If My Cactus Is Dying? And the reason that I picked that is because I wanted to write a poem about Black women and how people just think that you can do anything to a Black woman, right? You treat Black women in any kind of way.
Listen.
And
So how she'll survive. So this is called, how do I know my black wife is dying? Does it look unhealthy or unhappy? If so, then you should be worried. The truth is that black wives are hardy and will thrive with minimal care. However, just like any other living thing, they have weaknesses. So how do you know if your black wife is dying? Well, one of the easiest ways to know is checking. Typically, a dying black wife feels shakier and may appear to fall off. This is a clear sign of underlying problems. It is good to note that some black wives change when they are stressed and unhappy. Your black wife will develop a hard skin where its green outer layer used to be. Death is guaranteed if you do not take rapid action. You should be worried if your black wife has become wobbly, because this is a clear sign. Why is it dying? Black wives need love, attention, support of a special type to thrive. Have you noticed unusual stretching of your black wife towards the light source? This might be a sign of inadequate exposure. You need to keep in mind that black wives are susceptible to death if the conditions are not right. To save your black wife, always act swiftly whenever you notice any of the symptoms above. You now know about dying black wives and what you can do to save them. It is now time to check your black wife and do the necessary. Thank you.
First of all, thank you all for hanging in there, for staying, for listening to everybody, for not just dipping out when you did your work. That's awesome. But that's not shade, that's just facts, okay? So facts are back. Okay, the mic, what? I can't do that. I was gonna do something. No, I'm gonna end on a nicer note. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't want to be the no mic guy, but does this sound better than me being like right here? Which one?
Right there.
Okay, right here. So I literally can't move. Understood. So I'm gonna move it away. You just try to find the right distance. Okay. So being at the young and simultaneously old age of like people change, and change terrifies me. Anything that kind of mixes up my schedule, or mixes up my routine, it throws me off. So when there are big changes, such as like people moving, people getting married, people having kids, it's now something to appreciate instead of fear, and this is what I was trying to write about. The wind never stays in one place long. It comes in, kisses your forehead, brushes the hair from your face, and reminds you, no matter where they blow, simply call their name and it'll reach their ears. Or leave a message and I'll get back with you. We no longer fear letting go, we celebrate. Look up at the sky, burning in sunset's fingers, track them until they become another star, another state of being. When a flower outgrows its pot, you don't ask it to shrink, to shirk the future of its petals. You encourage it to crack the top, to bloom. We transfer, we move, we pack in new soil, remind ourselves that transitions hurt. They make us stretch in ways we've never forced our joints to bend, but like trees, we shimmy in the breeze like bridges. Our spines were built to flex in the face of storms. A rigid man never comes to find memories, so stay the wind. Stay golden hour, stay golden. Show us what your eyes see. Wherever home becomes, I know, wherever you plant roots, the garden will follow. Thank you. And we did it, y'all. You know, for every single person that touched the mic, give it up to yourself. That's scary. Give it up to yourself, audience members, for showing up and showing out. Hopefully, this is the first of a very strong return to us.
But thank you to the LGBT Center, thank you to Cleveland, thank you to the Royals, thank you to Raven and make sure you are keeping up with One Mic Open at Instagram. So 1OAMICOPEN. So you can be up to date on when we're doing the next one, because more to come this year. What's up?
I would like to follow everyone if you guys have a page. My page is Gemini J Baby 3, so Gemini.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna put you on that. My Instagram is verbal influence. Spell the best, the word spell. I didn't put like a 3 or anything in there, like an underscore. Oh, okay, wait, see, that's the trick. This you right now. But as y'all do that and do the things and get sorted, I'm gonna play some music, but like connect, network, get to know somebody, and information. And until next time, thank you everybody.
Or if you take it, it's like really,
But yeah, so like that's kind of how I
Hey, people, not to rush anybody, but the system itself does close at 8. So they're probably in the process of doing the phase. Bridget, did you get my text? You didn't get my text. I was just asking.
But thank you for all the around the election and thank you. Yes. Hey, you gotta have some shit sometimes.
I cannot wait to get this video on YouTube.
I was just about to say, don't get it.
I will not. I'm telling you. Yes, they are. So I'm in school. And so I have a culinary class in my school. And we're kind of just with the and they were like, yo, I'm gonna take a and I was like, let's do it. Yeah, I'm a fat bitch. Okay, I need food. Oh my gosh. This, you don't understand how great this was for me. Like, I never done something like this before. And so to kind of put myself out there, I made this poem the other day in 2 hours. And I realized I wanted it to be for the people to kind of like think positive on themselves. The poem ended up being for me. Literally. Yeah.
How long you been writing poetry?
I'm gonna pack this back up there. Let's go. All up there.
You know what the closest gas station is here?
In the stream.